In this video, we are going to discuss about 3-bit asynchronous down repeat counter. As this is down counter, so this counter counts in reversing order. And as this is 3-bit counter, so this counter uses 3 flip-flops, flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2 and flip-flop 3. And as this is asynchronous counter, we know that in asynchronous counter, every flip-flop gets the clock of every flip-flop gets its input signal from the output of its previous flip-flop. Here you see that clock of J2 will get its input from the complemented output of J1. Clock of J3 will get its input from the complemented output of J2, that means Q2 bar. Okay, only the first flip-flop will get its clock externally. Only the first flip-flop, so it is only external clock. And you see here there is a bubble of every clock signal, that means this clock is edge triggered. Edge triggered means whenever as the clock goes from this is 0 0 1 1 0 1, we know that edge triggering means when the clock pulse changes its value from 1 to 0, then only the flip-flop will get activated. That means a negative edge triggering, 0 means it is negative edge triggering, so only the flip-flop will changes when its previous value, that means Q1 value will changes from 1 to 0, then only the output of Q2 will change. So, and the first clock pulse also connected externally, so first flip-flop will also change whenever the clock goes in reverse direction, that means in 1 to 0 it uses reverse clock as it is negative edge triggering. Okay, so this is the working. And one another thing is that input of every flip-flop, you see the input of J1 K1, J2 K2, J3 K3, every flip-flop gets its input from high external input signal, and every flip-flop all time gets its input at a time and its value is 1. Why we give value 1 to J and K simultaneously? Because whenever J and K, J1 and K1 gets its same value, then only the Q1 toggles. Q1 toggles means it changes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, and clock will get its value from its previous output. And as this is down counter and it counts in reverse order, its clock signal will get from its complemented value. Whenever the counter will be in up counter, then the clock signal will get its value from its output Q2. And as this is simple, one changes it from up counter and down counter. It's that in up counter, clock's asynchronous up counter, clock signal gets its value from Q1, and in down counter, clock signal will get its value from Q2. Okay, so Q1 means first flip-flop output toggles at each clock pulse because its clock pulse connected externally. Q2 value toggles. Q2 means second flip-flop. Whenever second flip-flop toggles, whenever clock it is triggered, because all time J1 and K1 is 1. So whenever the flip-flop gets activated, Q2 toggles. So when flip-flop gets activated, whenever Q1 changes from 1, Q1 bar changes from 1 to 0, then only Q2 will toggle. Okay, so Q2 toggles when Q1 bar, its previous output, complemented output of previous flip-flop, changes from 1 to 0, then Q2 toggles. In vice versa, we can say if Q1 bar changes from 1 to 0, then as Q it is complemented of Q1, so whenever Q changes from 0 to 1, then Q2 will activate a toggles. Similarly, Q3 toggles when Q2 bar changes from 1 to 0? Q3 toggles when Q2 bar changes from 1 to 0. So whenever Q2 bar changes from 1 to 0, then we can say whenever Q changes from 0 to 1, because Q2 is the complemented value of Q2 bar. So if we regard Q2 bar as 1 to 0, then simultaneously Q1 from 1 to 0. Let us, so this is the how we get the output from asynchronous flip-flop. This construction is very easy in comparison with synchronous flip-flop. Now let us see the truth table. How we get the truth table. Okay. So at first, clock, as this is LSB, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now this is 3-bit counter. Okay, we all know that we are going to here study about 3-bit counter. So for 3-bit counter, the state of counter is how many? The state of counter is 2 to the power 3, that means 8. So in down counter, as this is down counter, it counts 7 to 0. So this is its initial value. So binary of 7 is 1 1 1. So the initial condition of first counter is 1 1 1 and the ending condition is 0 0 0. So all the value of the first flip-flop is presetted by 1 1 1. Okay, 1 1 1. So we can say that whenever clock is 0, that is no clock is applied, the counter is presetted by 1 1 1. Okay, in the next clock applies, when the second clock pulse applies 1, then here we'll have to write Q3 at first, because as it is MSB, then Q2, then Q1. It was wrongly written. Whenever Q1 in clock pulse, first clock pulse, Q1 toggles on each clock pulse. So Q1 toggles means Q1 was previous value is 1. So now it is 0. Okay. Whenever Q2 toggles, when now as we write here Q1, Q2, Q3. So instead of checking Q1 bar, we used to check Q bar in order to change the value. So now what is the value of Q2? Q2 toggles when Q1 changes from 0 to 1. Okay, but here Q1 changes from 1 to 0. So Q2 will not change. Its value is 1 as it is. Okay. Now in order to Q3 toggles when Q2 changes from 0 to 1. So as Q2 changes from 1 to 1, so Q3 also not toggle. That means his store is previous value. Now in second clock pulse, the first clock always toggles. That means it was previously 0. Now it was 1. Okay. Now for Q2 value, we have to see Q1 changes from 0 to 1. Now you here see Q1 changes. Q1 was previous value 1. Now previous value 0. Now it is 1. So it changes from 0 to 1. Okay. So as it changes from 0 to 1, so Q2 toggles. So Q2 toggles means its previous value was 1. Now it becomes 0. Now for Q3 value, Q2 has 2 toggles from 0 to 1. So Q2's value was previously 1. Now it is 0. So it is not changes from 0 to 1. So its store is previous value. Okay. Now in our next clock pulse, Q1 will changes and its previous value is 1. Now it is 0. For Q2 value, we have to see value of Q1. It was previously 1. Now 0, but we have to 0 to 1. So its value will not change. Now for Q3 value, we have to see Q2 value. but q2 value changes from 0 to 0. But in order to changes q3, we have to v1 q2 value changes from 0 to 1, so it will now also store its previous value. Now in 4, first value will change. The first value will change means it changed from 0 to 1. As q1 changes from 0 to 1, q2 also change. Now q2 again in this state changes from 0 to 1. As this changes from 0 to 1, so q3 also changed. So it becomes, previous was 1, now it is 0. Now in 5th clock pulse, q1 changes. So as it changes from 1 to 0, q2 will not change. Again as it changes from 1 to 1, q3 will not change. For 6th clock pulse, q1 will change all time. So it's 1, previous was 0, now it changes from 0 to 1. So q2 change means it's a previous 0, now previously 1, so now it is 0. Now and as q2 changes from 1 to 0, so q3 will not change. So it's previously 0, now it also 0. Now in 7th clock pulse, first will always changes. So q1 previously 1, now it is 0. As it changes from 1 to 0, q2 will not change. So q2 value will also 1, 0, as its previously stored its previous value. And now as q2 will changes from 0 to 0, so this will q3 also not change, its storage previously value. Okay, so you see here we have already get our last state. Okay, now if we give another clock pulse in the counter, then first flip-flop will changes from 0 to 1. Okay, as it changes from 0 to 1, you see q2 will also change. q2 will also change means it was previously 0, now it becomes 1. As q2 changes from 0 to 1, so q3 also change. q3 also change means it was previously 0, now it is becomes 1. You see here this state again repeats from the first state, goes to first state. Okay, you see here. So after getting the 7 counter 000 value, it again goes to its first state. Now if we count it, its decimal equivalent, if we find out decimal value of this counter value, we see the first value conversion will be 7, it will be 6, it will be 5, it will be 4, it will be 3, it will be 2, it will be 1, and it will be 0. So it counts in reversing order. This is the way how our 3-bit asynchronous counter will works. Okay.